felt today, he hits too hard, okay? You know? See, we're all getting softer, you understand, and our country's getting softer, but I'll tell you what, that was the good old days. So Fred, get over here for a second, Fred, come here, that was so nice. I love people that hit hard. We need people to know. Catch the ball anymore, right? And a really amazing guy, somebody that Bobby Knight has so much respect for. He said, you play this guy, it's brutal, always. It was always tough. Coach Katie, come on up. Come here. Coach, come on up. Great family. I just met his wife and she's incredible. We've had so much support. So I just got a call. Lou Holtz just endorsed us. So what incredible people. Such spirit. And you know, I love that you people, but sit down. We'll stay with each other for a long time. Sit down. You know, it's so nice. So often I'll say, sit down. They just refuse. You're going to sit down. This is a beautiful place, by the way. And we've had this response all over, no matter where we go in the country. We go to Dallas, we go to Alabama, we had 35,000 in Alabama. The other night we had 31,000 in Los Angeles, near the Los Angeles area. We were all over. And I'll tell you, and they were burning the American flag, okay? You tell me, okay? Not inside. Inside it was a love fest. We had 31,000 people, it was incredible. But outside they burned the American flag and they held up other flags from other countries. And I want to tell you, that's not what we're about, you know. We're going to take good care of everyone, but it's America first now, folks. It's America. You know, I watched television. There was a group of people, I don't even know, because I'm doing another one of these at 7. I've been doing them all. But I love doing them. A friend of mine, very, very successful. I love doing them. But a friend of mine, a very, very successful guy, came with me to one. I had 24,000, 25,000 in Tampa, Florida. And he said, how do you do that? Get before these people? I said, you know, honestly, this guy's really a successful guy, great guy. And not because he's successful, he's great. He's one of the few. He's rich, but he's a nice guy. Most rich aren't so nice, but that's okay. But we still want them negotiating our trade deals for us, not these political acts. Believe me. Believe me. So he said, how do you do that with so many people? I say, you know, honestly, you get before them, and it's like we're all in love. We're just going to straighten out this country. We love our country. We love each other. And our rallies are the safest place you can be on earth. You know, you don't read that, you don't hear that. But our rallies are safe and beautiful, and there's love in the room, and it's so easy to speak when you have that kind of love in the room, and that kind, whether I'm in a place like this or an arena, no matter where you are, we want to make America great again. And I said to him, it's so easy to speak. It really is. He still didn't believe me, but believe me, it is, okay? So I appreciate you all being here, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. I really appreciate it again. But there was a tremendous line, and they started assembling it, and it was on Fox, and it was on all of them, CNN, but it was a huge line, and I'm not sure. It might be for the 7 o'clock speech, but it was this tremendous line. And they met a few young guys that were definitely, it was Cruz. Cruz was like, oh, this guy's a liar. That's why we call him Lion. We call him Lion Ted. We call him Lion. I never said that. Did you know that Donald Trump wants to raise your taxes by 40%? And the guy said, no, he doesn't. Did you know that he's in favor of Obamacare? No, he's not. But I mean, and when he said it, he meant it. This guy knew. And it was very, you know, he actually said, how's your loan doing at Goldman Sachs? That was, I thought, cool. Now, is that guy here with the sunglasses? I don't know if he's here or 7. But whoever he is, I thought he was very cool. I thought him and his friends, because they're not going to be buffaloed by lies. You know, I wrote down some of the things this guy was saying, Cruz, and it's just unbelievable that I was going to raise taxes. I have the biggest tax cut of anybody running for office by far. And in fact, if there was one criticism of my tax plan and policy, it was that I lowered taxes too much, okay? And he said, it's true. That was the one, the Wall Street Journal said, we can't afford that much of a tax decrease. And I have to say, he's going to raise your taxes 40%. It's unbelievable. Lie and Ted. It's unbelievable. He made a statement that Donald Trump doesn't intend to build a wall. Believe me, folks, we're building a wall. I consider myself a messenger. I'm a good messenger. I mean, I've been doing this for 9 months. These other guys have been doing it for 35 years. You know, we're boom, boom, boom. We're knocking them out, you know, like cornflakes, right? But honestly, the whole thing, it's a movement that's going on. And it's, you know, I call it a movement to competence. Because a lot of it's common sense. It's like getting into a great school. Often, if you like apply to Harvard, or you apply to the Wharton School of Finance, or you apply to Stanford, or you apply, it's really hard to get in, but once you're there, it's okay. It's sort of like much easier. It's hard here to do what we're doing, but we have a mission all together, and we're going to straighten it out. We're not going to make deals like they made with Iran, where we're giving $150 billion, we get absolutely nothing, and now on top of everything, I've been saying it for a long time, you see what's happening in Iraq, it's imploding, Iran goes in, takes it over, they won't have to fire a shot. And they've been trying to do it for decades and decades and decades. And you won't have to fire a shot. We handed it to them. Should have never been there, should have never gotten out the way Obama got out. How about that? Takes everybody immediately and announces the date. Now the enemy said, there's no way he's moving that date. Turned out he was right. And that's why I say we have to be unpredictable, especially militarily. You know, they'll ask me sometimes, we've got to be unpredictable. We are so totally predictable, and it's so embarrassing. No matter what happens, I mean, it's so embarrassing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go out, and we're going to make our country so great again. And it's not going to be, we're not going to be embarrassed anymore by what happens. We're not going to be embarrassed that our 10 sailors get captured, get treated like hostages, like prisoners. And the only reason they gave them back, now with me, they would have given them back. Okay, with me, they would have not taken it. Believe me, they would not have taken it. But the only reason we got them back is because in 2 days the money was supposed to start flowing into Iran. And you look at what's happening, and you look at how sad it is, and that we didn't get our prisoners, the original 4, and there's actually another one over there, by the way, that nobody even talks about, but that we didn't get our 4 prisoners back before we started negotiating years ago is a disgrace. We should never negotiate under circumstances